When you're doing a financial settlement with your former spouse, there is often a transfer of property involved. Whilst a family lawyer can assist you with drafting the documents, it's important that you engage a conveyancer to assist you with the practical aspects of property transfer. Megan Davies from Altitude Conveyancing explains that process.
So the orders themselves don't actually affect the transfer of the property. What needs to happen is that a transfer is registered with Titles Queensland to transfer the property from the two names into one name. So at this stage it stops being a family law matter and becomes a property law matter. So your property solicitor will prepare a transfer. It needs to go to both parties to be executed, and the Titles Office requirements are quite strict in relation to how the transfer is prepared and how it is executed. Once both parties have signed the transfer correctly, it then needs to be stamped with the Office of State Revenue. Again, there's no duty payable, but the transfer just needs to be stamped through Office of State Revenue and stamped as an exempt transfer pursuant to the orders. At the same time that the transfer is being prepared and executed and stamped, we also need to arrange a settlement as such with the discharging and advancing bank. So it's treated similarly to a sale and a purchase, with the discharging bank needs to prepare the release on their side, and both parties need to prepare and sign a discharge authority. On the advancing side, the party receiving the property can choose whether they stay with the same bank or they move to a different bank. They need to go through a similar process as if it was a purchase, with a finance application, the bank verifying the property, and then moving into document preparation and execution. Once the two banks and the transfer are ready, it then moves to a settlement. It usually takes all banks about 1 to 3 months in order to prepare the documents and prepare for settlement. Things that can hold up this process is if the transfer is not executed correctly or the bank documents aren't executed correctly. When it comes to the settlement date, a time is organised between the two banks and the solicitor acting for the party receiving the property. At settlement, the discharging bank will hand over a release of mortgage, and the advancing bank will take the transfer and the executed mortgage in order to lodge with Titles Queensland to change the property into the party's name that's receiving it. At settlement, the bank will also hand over a cheque to the party that's transferring the property pursuant to the order to pay them if there is any payment pursuant to the orders. Once settlement's been effected, the bank that's advancing money in order for the transfer, they will take the transfer, release of mortgage, and the new mortgage to Titles Queensland to register it. This process with Titles Queensland will usually take about 1 to 3 weeks for the property to be registered in the party receiving its name. Once that is finished, the matter is then complete and everything has now been finalised.